Hi there. I didn't see you walking behind me. Are you new here? My name's Sierra. It's, nice to meet you. We can walk to class together, if you'd like. What's your first class? Oh, incantations? That's mine too. Are you in general spellcasting as well? Really? Well, I'm glad I ran into you then. We may both be lost, but we'll at least be able to be lost together. I know I look too young to be a fourth year. That's just because I skipped a grade. To be honest, I'm pretty out of my depth here. All new classmates, having to choose a specialty, living on the fourth floor away from all the people I used to know. I'm kind of freaked out. I'd imagine it's even more stressful for you, though, being at a whole new school. Have you gotten lost yet? That's good to hear. I'm glad you're able to make it to the meal hall. A good breakfast is essential for retaining lecture information. Oh, gosh. I sound like such a nerd. Sorry. You're in the honors program, right? I heard that from one of the student council members last night at dinner. That's a pretty big deal around here. I know I had to put my all into studying to get where I am. Did you already get a tour of the school, by the way? Oh, from B? Cool. I should have guessed that, considering she's the president and all. How did you find her? I've heard from some of the kids on our floor that she can be, full of herself. I'm surprised to hear that. I'm glad you had a pleasant experience at least. Did she tell you about the other students at all? Oh, I see. I can't say I know too many in our class, but I can tell you about a few of the professors and the more notorious mages if you'd like. Professor Rook is the only person you should look out for, really. Most of the teachers here are passionate and devoted, but he seems to just hate kids. No one knows why he even sticks around. He's always talking about when he used to do magic research in Jewel Lake City. Some people think he even got in big trouble there, and only someone as nice as Headmaster Kroll will give him any work. On the opposite end of the spectrum is Professor Blakely. He's probably just as old as Kroll, but he's so in tune with the students. I often talk with him when I'm feeling down. He's so kind and approachable. Am I often feeling down? Well, to tell you the truth, I've had some troubles with my peers even before skipping a year. But don't worry about me. Oh, all I do is worry people. Sorry, forget I said anything. You really want to know? As long as it's not a burden, I guess. It would be nice to have someone around my age to talk to, if I'm honest. I don't have an easy time making friends, I guess. I'm a bit introverted. But the real problem comes from school. Nightspell is wonderful, don't get me wrong. It's just that my aspirations are to become a magic teacher myself, and that means you need really high grades in pretty much every class category. I like practicing and learning, but when I do really well, it just seems to make the other kids like me less. I never boast or brag. I don't even tell anyone at all what my grades are. But people see, and they just say mean things about me, or avoid me in general. I had a couple friends, but even that came back to get me. They were nice at first, invited me to eat with them, let me in on their jokes and group outings, but before I knew it, they were having me do homework on their behalf, and then they wanted me to help them cheat on tests. I felt awful about it, so I told Professor Blakely everything. I didn't want to be in that situation, you know? And he was very understanding. He didn't get me in trouble for lying about their work, but he did chew them out. They figured I'd snitched and started pulling awful pranks, and having kids call me names, told everyone my secrets, even who my crush was. Needless to say, it wasn't good. Don't tell anyone this, but that's a part of the reason I'm in 4th year now. Professor Blakely talked with the headmaster regarding my situation, and they decided I might have a better shot at fitting in and making friends. I really hope they're right. Really? You'll be my friend? I wonder if it was fate that we ran into each other this morning. This really is a chance at a new beginning for me. Thanks for listening to me, by the way. I'm not usually one to talk very much, but there's been a lot on my mind. When I was home over summer break, I didn't want to worry my parents. I was afraid they'd want me to leave Nightspell if they found out I was being bullied. I know I painted a bleak picture of my time here, but it really feels like home. I hope you end up feeling the same way too. I would love to help you get settled in. Oh, here we are. Incantations class. I'm sure B showed you the way already. You probably didn't need my help. Thanks for walking with me anyway. Oh no, I forgot to warn you about Professor Camellia. She teaches incantations. She's near deaf, given she's older than even Kroll himself, but she's full of, well, vigor, I guess you could say. I haven't had issues with her myself, but she is known to give detention for walking into class a second after the bell, and, other little things. Be on your best behavior around her, okay? Oh, where to sit? Most students just sit wherever. There's no seating arrangement. Here, I like to take the desk at the front, center left. That way I'm not being distracted by other kids, and I can see the board clearer. My glasses probably need new lenses, come to think of it. Want to, sit next to me? If, you don't mind being at the front, that is. I understand if it's too intimidating. I'm glad. Sorry if I made you feel pressured into it. I'm sure you'd like to meet others in our class instead of being stuck with me. Maybe together we can try and make more friends later? I hope I don't weigh you down. Oh, class is about to start. I suppose we should save the discussions for afterwards. Wow, 4th year sure is different from 2nd. That was some seriously advanced theory. I took a ton of notes, though. I'll be busy all evening going over the classwork from today, I'm sure. Oops, I'm sounding like a big nerd again, aren't I? Sorry. Aw, thank you for being so kind. I'm glad you don't find me irritating. I suppose we should head to 2nd period. Charms and enchantments. Oh, that's with Professor Nella. She's very sweet. A lot of boys have a crush on her, given that she's the youngest teacher at Nightspell, and she's rather pretty. Thankfully, her class isn't far from this one. Makes our morning easier. I don't think you'll have a hard time getting around on your own, but I'm happy to accompany you anytime. Ugh, I sound so clingy. Sorry. It's been a while since I've had a friend to spend time with, though I guess we have only just met, too. This sort of reminds me of being really young. I'd meet someone my age, we would play together, and then we'd be best friends instantly. Life was much simpler. Where does your family live, by the way? My parents are out by the West Sea in Solwick. It's a small town, but there's a beautiful beach that I spend my days at. I like to go to the beach here a lot, too. The walk is a bit treacherous from the cliff top to the dunes, but the sound of waves and the ocean smell always comfort me, so it's worth it. Oh, your family doesn't live by the ocean? That's a shame. Well, where do you spend most of your time when you're home for the summer? That does sound like fun. Oh, it seems like Professor Nella has arrived. I suppose we'll talk more at lunchtime? Wow, class is over already? I feel like she spent so long talking about her summer that we hardly actually went over any magic. Well, that's not a bad thing. Sometimes on a stressful first day, it's nice to have a laid-back teacher to put everyone at ease. Did you already have lunch plans? Oh, Beatrix invited you to eat with her? I wouldn't want to intrude. Though, if I remember correctly, there's a student council meeting going on right now. She may not be available until tomorrow. But we can check if you like. I'm happy to walk you to the courtyard. There are a few courtyards in Nightspell, actually. Though I'm sure you knew that already. Did Bee give you a map? I thought so, that's good. When I came here as a first year, we had a fifth-year student in charge of about 20 of us at a time, and they'd lead us to our classes and meal hall for the first couple weeks. Then, once we got the hang of it, we were allowed to go about on our own. Not too many kids transfer here after first year, though. Not that I'm judging you. So, shall we grab food from the meal hall and then find somewhere to eat? It's a busy place, isn't it? Hundreds of mages piling into this building at the same time, 5 days a week. You get used to it, though. It looks like we're having lobster bisque with garden salad, fresh sourdough with butter, and brie cheese. Can't wait. Finally, we made it out with our food intact. I've definitely bumped into people and spilled my lunch all over the place more than a couple times. Would you like to eat by the greenhouse? I usually like to sit in this shady nook by the north side of the dorms. There's a couple large tree stumps that are perfect for picnics. We ought to enjoy this warmer weather while it lasts. Fall time comes and goes so quickly. What's your favorite season? Ooh, interesting. Mine is spring, because it's when everything comes back to life after the frost melts away. The ocean has a different feeling to it right after winter ends, though being by the sea means it doesn't get all too cold, no matter the time of year. The soup is so nice. We eat a lot of seafood at Nightspell, as you can imagine. Though the fields to the east produce a lot of great livestock too, so don't worry if you aren't huge on shellfish. Usually on Sunday evenings we have steak and ham as dinner options. Can I tell you something? When I woke up this morning, I wondered if I should even bother getting out of bed. Last year had me feeling so hopeless, so worried, I just wanted to disappear. But I love Nightspell, and I want my dream of becoming a teacher to come true. Maybe I can even teach here if I'm super lucky. So when I pulled on my uniform, I was going into the day expecting the worst. But when I ran into you, it seemed like the gods were reassuring me directly. I'd been sent a friend, someone who wasn't going to treat me differently for being too young, or too shy, or too smart. It sounds silly, doesn't it? I'm sorry. You don't have to lie to me to make me feel better. But if you really aren't lying, thank you. Today has gone far better than I could have hoped for, and we're only at lunch. This year seems promising now. Oh, what dorm room are you in, by the way? I'm in 453, so stop by if you ever need anything, okay? I'm happy to help you with homework, studying, or even just relaxing. You're in 488? That'll be just down the hall and around the corner then. I hope you don't mind if I stop by sometimes. It looks like lunch is almost over. We should get back to school. Before we go, thank you for making this a great first day. I can't wait to become closer friends.